Okay guys, so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be prepping some standard house bedroom doors, and I know a lot of painters out there do this kind of work, so I just wanted to show how I personally like to prep them and get them ready for paint. So Danny spent the day yesterday getting them all prepped, sanded down, taking the sort of surface gloss off them, so we took them down to like a dull state, and we will be blowing them off and panel wiping them shortly, but they're all prepped now. Now, a lot of people wonder how it is that they're going to manage to, without having to do one side and then the other, spray the entirety of the door. So obviously you're going to need it in a standing upright position like this. So in order to achieve that, what I tend to do, rather than buying these fancy contraptions off the internet that you can buy and you can spin them around as you spray them in the booth, this is a cheap and cheerful way of doing it. You need to get yourself a couple of pieces of timber, and it doesn't matter if it's scrap, just little bits of timber that you can basically screw into the bottoms of the doors. And every so far, you want to be marking yourself out. I'd probably turn around and say 2 foot would probably be ample. Plenty, so we're going to mark that all the way down. 2 foot each time. It doesn't need to be mega accurate, so that'll be our last cut there. And all we'll do, we'll bang it on the chop saw. Danny, if you grab that end of the wood, please, pal. And then Danny can just feed me that piece of wood as and how I cut it. Okay, so you'll have yourself a couple of foot pieces of wood like so, and all you'll do is you'll take the door, lay it down on its side, try not to get too much damage on it. If you hold that door steady for me, please, Danny. Okay, impact driver, a few screws, and what I would advise doing is getting your screw semi into the wood before you go. So there we go. Okay, and then all we're going to do is, Danny, if you place your foot on the other end there, screw straight into the bottom of the door. Okay, that's one. Second one on. Bring it up. And as you can see there, you've got a nice easy platform to be spraying the doors on. Front and back, left and right, and then you can leave them to cure off. Once they're cured, flip them back onto the side again. Retrieve the pieces of wood that are back on the bottom, and that saves you a lot of time and effort in having to spray one side and then the other, especially if you haven't got one of these fancy contraptions that, like I say, you can purchase online. So we'll continue to do that now throughout the entirety of the doors, and then we'll set up the airless and get some paint on.